Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, Madam President, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. I'm going to, like Cecily, perform some interpretive reading for you this evening. Cecily's explained a bit about what interpretive reading is. So I'll be reading someone else's words. In this case, I'll be reading a story, a poem by Michael Rosen, who some of you may know, who is a poet. He was a children's laureate, and he's written, one of his most famous ones was Going on a Bear Hunt, you may have heard of. He writes a lot of really emotive and visual stories, but he also wrote something when his son died at 18, suddenly of meningitis. He wrote a book called Michael Rosen's Sad Book, which was about how society finds it difficult to deal with death. So if you get a chance to read some of his poetry and words, he's a really, really interesting author. Anyway, this story I'm going to recount to you, written by Michael Rosen, is inspired by my son, Eden. So he came back from school one day and he said to me, I've got a fantastic poem, fantastic story that we're doing at school. So I said, okay. And he showed me it and he performed it and he had such joy in his face when he was doing it. I thought, I'm going to do this one for you. So here we go. This is Chocolate Cake, a real retelling of childhood memories and food. I love chocolate cake. When I was a boy, I loved it even more. Sometimes we used to have it for tea. And Mum used to say, if there's any left over, you can have it to take to school tomorrow to have at playtime. And the next day, I'd take it to school, wrapped up in tin foil. Open it up at playtime. And sit in the corner of the playground eating it. You know how the icing on the top is all shiny and it cracks when you bite through it? And it's the other kind of icing in the middle. It sticks to your hand and you can lick your fingers and lick your lips. Oh, it's lovely. It's lovely. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, once we had this chocolate cake for tea, and later I went to bed. But while I was in bed, I found myself waking up and licking my lips and smiling. I woke up proper. The chocolate cake. It was the first thing I thought of. I could almost see it. So I thought, what if I go downstairs and have a nibble, yeah? It was all dark. Everyone was in bed. We must have been really late. But I got up, out of bed, crept out the door. It's always a creaky floorboard, isn't there? Past Mum and Dad's room. Careful not to tread on any toys. Careful not to tread on any Lego. You know what it's like treading on Lego with your bare feet. Yow! Downstairs, into the kitchen. Open the cupboard. It's there. Ooh, and it's all shining. So, I take it out the cupboard, put it on the table. And I see that there's a few crumbs. You know how you get a few crumbs just lying about on the plate? So I lick my finger and I run my finger all over the crumbs, scooping them up, put them in my mouth. Nice. Then I look again, and on one side, where it's been cut, it's all crumbly. So I take a knife, and I think I'll just tidy that up a bit. Cut off the crumbly bits, scoop them up, put them in my mouth, and look at the cake again. Looks a bit funny now. One side doesn't match the other. I'll just even it up a bit, eh? Take the knife and slice. This time the knife makes a little cracky noise and it goes through the hard icing on top. A whole slice this time. Into the mouth. Oh. The icing on the top. The icing in the middle. Oh. But now, I can't stop myself. Knife. I just take any old slice of it and I've got this great big chunk. And I'm crying, what a greedy pig. But it's so nice. And there's another, and another, and I'm squealing, and I'm smelling my lips. And I'm stuffing myself with it. And before I know it, I've eaten the whole lot. I look at the plate. It's gone. Oh no, they're bound to notice, aren't they? I mean, a whole chocolate cake just doesn't disappear, does it? What shall I do? I know, I'll wash the plates up. And the knife. And put them away. Maybe no one will notice, eh? So I do that. And creep, creep, creep. Back to bed. And doze off. Licking my lips with a wonderful feeling in my belly. In the morning, I get up, downstairs, have breakfast. Mum's saying, have you got your dinner, Mummy? I say, yes. And don't forget to take some chocolate cake with you. And I say, yes, yes. I stop breathing. What's the matter? She says. You normally jump at chocolate cake. She's looking at me just below my mouth. What's that? She says. Well, what's what? I say. What's that there? Where? No, she says. There. Pointing at my chin. I don't know. I say. Looks like chocolate, she says. It's not chocolate, is it? No answer. Is it? I don't know. She goes to the cupboard. She looks in. Up, top, middle, bottom. Turns back to me. It's gone. It's gone. You haven't eaten it, have you? I don't know. You don't know? You don't know if you've eaten the whole chocolate cake or not? When? When did you eat it? So I told her. And she said, what could she say? That's the last time I give you any cake to take to school. No, go! Get out! No, wait. And before, you need to wash your dirty, sticky face. I went upstairs. I looked in the mirror. And there it was, just below my mouth. A chocolate smudge. The giveaway. Maybe she'll forget about it by next week. Thank you.